You might have seen this when you join a team, they're not using the board, physical or electronic. It sounds like a small problem, but that's actually a really big problem for a Scrum Master or an Agile coach, because your role is to help guide and catalyze, create change for the teams to improve. And one way to do that is through the evidence, through the data, through the empiricism. And often the board provides that data and the evidence. Now, when people are not using that board, that can be really, really painful and difficult for you to help surface what is happening for that team or the teams, for them to see what the problems are so that they can make the relevant improvements. Now, this sounds really menial, and you might be like, really? Is it going to make that much of an impact? But I have seen this one thing make quite a difference when I join teams, whether I do this or I don't do it, in terms of how much that they actually make use of a board so that we can spot problems in real time throughout the day, provide the empiricism at the end of the sprint, which make good conversations around what is working and what isn't working. And this is about you as a Scrum Master or an Agile coach introducing the board. Yes, literally you. If you go in, and I've gone in before to a team whereby I have set up the physical board, went into Ryman's, got all the stationery, got all the gear, put the board up, and systemized the workflow, spoken to the team about where the board is and what it looks like and what happens if you move a card through a different kind of stage. What happens in that situation, and by the way, also electronic boards, whether it's Trello, Jira, Redmine, I'm showing my age there with that old one, I'd then go back to the team and say, hey guys, here's your new board, and then I'd be surprised that they weren't really using it. And then I'd fall into the trap of, come on, this is not good enough. We need people to update boards in real time. Why are we updating boards at the end of the daily scrum or at the end of the sprint? This board is for you, it's not for me. But because I've entered that system or that situation by setting up the board, well intended or not, it creates and it sends the message that it's really for me. And often around 50% or less of the team will play the game and say, oh, I can see the benefit of this and I'll update the board as well. When you join a team, sorry, being attacked here by boss. When you join a team, what I would say to you is, think about it in this way. If the team set up their physical or electronic board, when you co-create things, you will feel that you will create a sense of ownership from people, okay? When you do it together and they take time to see the benefit, it can even be visceral, putting up the board physically themselves or setting up the board electronically as a team. It communicates a message that this is our board. We can understand the problems it's trying to solve, which we can see the benefits it's trying to provide, and we really understand the why behind it. But the main part here is that they have co-created it. When people make things themselves, they're going to feel more invested in giving it a go. What I find, which is really useful, is when I join teams, if I find that they want to tweak or revamp or even introduce the concept of a board, I'll have like a mini meeting or a mini workshop whereby we as a team spend some time and we talk about what the existing workflow is and what are the types of things we want to illustrate. At what level of detail do we need to illustrate that workflow? And what does it mean when we move artifacts from one column to the other? Just having that dialogue, it could be 45 minutes, and the team are all involved in that process. You really increase the chances of them being engaged and wanting to make use of using the board, which provides all of the benefits you need to identify things that get in the way of work flowing across the board. What are the common blockages, and what are the disturbances that come out, and what is the cycle time, and what is the lead time, and so on and so forth. And all of these things, facilitate your conversations in helping the team see what can be improved and what could make their life better when they're trying to be effective as a team. Okay, I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll be back shortly with another Scrum Master Screw-up.